These two nutters are Christopher and Maya. After the pandemic hit New York City, they quarantined in a 250 square foot apartment, caught the damn virus, lost their jobs and their bleeding minds, healed up, ditched the apartment, and bought a 40-year-old American truck caravan monstrosity, and now they travel around the country trying to unearth stories of other humans who, once the world told them no, they said yes. If it were up to me, I'd leave them buried. That's me, I'm Jackson, and these are me humans. If you care to watch these Muppets try and hold the blasted thing together, subscribe below. I post these every Wednesday to try and maintain me marbles. May God help me.
Okay.
Welcome back to me journey through emotional torture. Woke up from me dream of Florida, I did. Nary a cocktail umbrella to be found. And steadily climbing back up to North Carolina to Holly Springs. And all this because Christopher's friend Maggie Miall told them that her mother lived out there and they just had to go and visit her. Only one of 12 children to go to college, she says. Junior Black Panther, she says. Coaches entrepreneurs in underdeveloped communities, she says. Talk to me when one of those things is a massage therapist, and I'll listen.
You're the youngest?
Next to the youngest.
Next to the
So
youngest.
now I'm going to
12.
teach you guys some Southern vocabulary.
Please.
So if you're next to the youngest in deep Southern, deep South, DC, deep country, you are the knee baby. So in the South, when people were farming, you would have a baby in the arm and a baby on the knee.
But first, unsurprisingly, another bloody quarantine.
Hello. Hello. We are driving to get another COVID test.
Yeah, where we just were. There was mask wearing, but not as much as we would be comfortable with. Plus, in that we're about to go visit the incredible Katie Miall.
It's Miall, like Dial. And that's not even her name. It's her daughter's.
We figured rather than take any risks and bring possibly COVID into her home, that we should get tested first. Yeah.
So-
Then we're going to go isolate in a campground.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have a campfire again.
We are. Yes, we are. We can have real
We're
showers.
going to have real showers. We haven't had a shower in like 4 days.
I think it may be time for me to revolt.
Oh hell no, he's talking about a revolution. It sounds
Like a whimper.
I know, don't you wish you were us? And
I
then,
don't know that I want to share that kind of intimate information with our followers.
You're all
It's
lucky we're
true.
not naked.
While they're standing in the COVID lines, isolating in a campsite instead of taking me on vacation. Don't they know that I can't stand the pines, making me sit and watch the inauguration?
And now, since we are COVID free,
Still.
Take two.
but we are on our way to run a bunch of errands and then go see Katie Miall in Morningside Park.
I don't think that's her last name.
Oh, it's not her last name.
It's not called Morningside Park either.
Take 3.
This
Oh hell
time.
no, he's talking about a revolution. It sounds
Like a whimper.
I think entrepreneurship, as long as words, has gotten hijacked to mean that you must start a business to be an entrepreneur. I don't think so. I disagree with that. That god-awful word that I misspelled 3 times a day with all those E's in it, entrepreneurship.
I had to look it up today when I was writing. I'm going to spell that wrong.
Yeah, it's like, couldn't we find a better word than that? Something that people...
What's the definition of entrepreneur?
A person who sees an opportunity and is willing to assume the risk to pursue it. You see, I read.
It didn't say somebody who sees a business opportunity and goes out and opens a business. And then the next thing that came was, what about a social entrepreneur?
That's interesting.
Which is kind of what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't give him that much credit, Katie.
And so the objective of our stories, Brave Conversations on Race, is to change the hearts and minds of people so that they learn how to talk to each other and develop understanding so that we can build peace in this country. Because if we can humanize each other, then we can start. We don't have to always agree, but we can start to understand each other. So we wanted to bring people together so that they could have a conversation in a safe environment. because it's risky as a black person to be honest about race in the average environment in the United States, because you get labeled as a militant or as a black person with a chip on their shoulder, as a troublemaker. In your personal feelings, in order to be really honest, you got to have some guts. So we decided to change the name to Brave Conversations on Race and put SAFE in the tagline. Is now a safe place to grow, learn, understand.
In Israel, and not just in Israel, you learn about the Holocaust from when you're a baby.
See, we can learn something from you because nobody ever tells you just get over it.
Yeah.
Just get over the Holocaust.
Yeah, you can't.
But let a black person start talking about slavery. What do you hear?
That was hundreds of years ago.
Get over it. Just get over it. You know, nobody ever says just get over the Holocaust. And nobody says, oh, the swastika, that's part of our culture.
Holocaust survivors come to classrooms and come to workplaces and they tell their story. It brings it right smack into your face, because sit next to someone and tell him or her that they're lying about their lived experience of their life.
You can't do that.
You can't do that.
So with black people, when we start having these conversations, we ask people to relive things that are traumatic and difficult for them. So when I was 16, we had a cross burned in our yard. That was really traumatic. And because I was a junior Black Panther, I wanted to stay there and fight. But my mother was afraid. There were only 2 of us left at home. We moved into that house. We were there for 2 weeks, and somebody burned a cross in our yard. With white people with these conversations, we're asking them to look at things that they may have experienced a little bit differently. Can you admit that there were situations where you saw inequity happening and you did nothing? You kind of going along to get along. And there's a lot of confusion among white people about what all this stuff is. If in your circle, right, in your neighborhood, among your friends, when you go to church, when you go to your social events, if there are no black people there, how would you know anything? But we hope that they come out of this program saying, I want to see, because I need to see.
Well, I have to admit, I like Katie. And while nuttier than an English almond toffee, maybe me Muppets are in the right place. Travelling around, getting to know people and all that.
Could it be our Jackson is starting to learn?
Fine, I'll stick around a bit longer. But God help me.
It's possible our Jackson is filled with heartburn.
If you take me back to the cold, I'll claw your eyes out.
Oh hell no, he's talking about a revolution. It sounds like a whimper. Oh hell no, he's talking about a revolution.